Shawn and I got married this summer, July 15th, 2016. So today is technically our 2-month anniversary. We still enjoy being married, and we never expect to celebrate this special day with so many people here. So thank you so much for coming to our anniversary party. Shawn and I met at Purdue back in 2012. We were both graduate students. He was working on his PhD in mathematics, and I studied my hospitality and tourism management. It actually only took us one dinner to confirm our relationship. I still remember one day Shawn asked me out for dinner. I said yes. We took a walk, and he proposed to be my boyfriend. And I was trying to be cool, and I tried to be reserved. So I was like, let me think about it. And literally after 20 seconds, I said, yeah, I'll do it, because you can't find a cuter mathematician. So I shared this news with one of my best friends, Abby, the next day. She's American, and I said, I have a boyfriend. I still remember her face. Her face goes, wait, what? You have a what? You didn't even tell me you're dating someone. How could you do this? I thought we were best friends. And I was like, whoa, because I wasn't technically dating anyone. And as we discussed, we realized there's a difference in Chinese dating process and American dating process. So in Chinese process, 3 steps. You meet someone, you confirm relationship, you either break up or you get married. We don't date around in the very beginning, neither do we get engaged before you get married, neither. So it was a very interesting fact to learn. So we've been dated for about 3 more years before we got engaged. It was a decent amount of time for us to know each other. And we learned a lot of technical skills from American dating process. So we take things slow. We celebrated all of our anniversaries. Shawn will get me flowers. And then most importantly, we try to learn things, make decisions when we were ready. However, none of our parents, especially my parents, understands that. So the dating culture in China is very interesting. Your parents, if you're a girl especially, don't expect you to date anyone until you graduated from college. But they do expect you to have kids and get married before you're 30. So if we do the math, let's say I want to have 2 kids before I'm 30. So which I have my first one when I was 27, I got pregnant when I was 26. I have to get married no later than 25. So my schedule after I graduate from college is really packed, and I can't mess up the timeline. So it's funny, I still remember the first question my mom asked me when I told her I have a boyfriend. She asked me, is he the right guy, or are you gonna marry him? I didn't get annoyed by her question until we've been dated for 2 years. And my parents getting more anxious about if or whether we're going to get married or not. And I told them I'm not ready. We're not ready yet. And they don't understand. They assume there's something wrong with Shawn, or there's something wrong with this relationship that makes me hesitate. So FaceTiming them every week gets rougher and rougher. And I noticed there's something different going on between me and my parents. But I never connected those to cultural differences. I thought we just have generation differences. So Shawn and I did get engaged this early January, like my parents wish, even though I'm 1 year behind my schedule. And we're so happy. We didn't skip this part as most of the Chinese couples will do. We actually really value the concept behind it, and we think it's an important milestone in our relationship, even a fun story to tell our kids in the future. However, none of our family members understand the concept of being engaged. They've been asking us, so what is your status right now? Are you guys married or not? And the funny thing that Shawn's parents keep telling me that I shouldn't wear my engagement ring every day and I should keep it somewhere safe because people are gonna rob me. And once they learn that we're gonna have the wedding here in the States, they've been keeping asking us, so what kind of wedding are you gonna have? Is it gonna be a traditional Chinese one, or is it gonna be an American one? So we did something that Shawn is really good at: addition and subtraction. We select some parts of American weddings that we like, and we merged into a Chinese wedding that we're supposed to do. So our wedding day starts in the morning. Shawn and his groomsmen, before they get to see me, they have to pass some challenges and tricks set by my bridesmaid. So this is one of them that they did. My bridesmaids asked their groomsmen at Shawn's wedding parties to put facial mask on and do push-ups, 50 per person. And the facial mask has to stay on their face. They can't drop on the floor. If they drop, 20 more. So apparently they failed this task because it's so hard, and they eventually bribed my bridesmaids with red envelopes full of cash, which is a lucky symbol back in China. So finally Shawn gets to see me. We served tea to our parents, start calling them mom and dad, and we took pictures in the afternoon. Well, in the evening, we did have a pretty Americanized ceremony and reception, but we didn't do first dancing because we're horrible dancers. Instead, we played games with our guests to keep everybody entertained. Another interesting about weddings in China is that the groom's family are expected to pay for everything. Ceremony, reception, honeymoon, all that stuff. So if we were to get married in China, Shawn's family were supposed to give us money for us to buy a house or apartment. Well, my family is going to give us money to purchase a car. However, since we ended up in getting married here, and we don't need that, so the emphasis more falls on the costing of the wedding day itself. So from my parents' perspective, more money spent, greater value of bride's worth. However, on the other side of the planet, when they're thinking about Shawn's family pay for it, I thought we were going to do American way, like the brides pay for everything. So when I learned that Shawn's family is willing to pay for everything, I feel so grateful because they're being so nice and generous. So I decided to do something nice back. I budget our wedding like most American brides do. This is not something common for me because I never budget my entire life. I still remember when Shawn proposed to me, I said, I don't expect you to make a lot of money, but if you really wanted to take good care of me, don't make me budget. So I ordered this dress from China. I had it alternated my size, and I had it shipped to America directly. Guess how much it was? It was only $160, including shipping. I was so proud of myself. I think I'm so smart, and there's not a lot of times that I can feel smart in front of Shawn, but I was so pumped to share the news with him. However, my parents was pissed and furious when they heard that I bought this dress for this cheap price. Because my mom thought I was totally wronged and I was despised because this dress doesn't represent the value of me. So we have conflicts and arguments for a few times that we can't convince each other. That was the time that I realized there's differences going on with my parents, and I can't explain to them anymore. It never occurred to me one day that I have cultural differences with my parents. And because before I go to study abroad to America, I thought I'm just going to learn some culture from America, take advantage of it. They won't change me. But apparently, I underestimate its power. So, and it could be represented as big as your conflict opinions over the dress in the same issue like the dress, or it could just be as small as your dining preferences. So Shawn and I took our parents to California for a trip after a wedding day. It was about like 10 days trip. We went to Universal Studios. They have the brand new Harry Potter theme park, and Shawn and I were so excited to see it. We're so attached to all the characters and buildings, but none of our parents enjoyed the process because they're not emotionally connected to those stories and characters. And then the hardest thing every day wasn't trying to explain to them what is going on. The hardest thing every day is trying to find a fine dining restaurants with authentic Chinese food so they can eat well. Well, at the same time, we're totally okay with McDonald's and Burger King. So Shawn and I talk about it on our way back from California. We understand, generation differences is really normal, but when you take information from different sources, when you live under different social atmosphere, or even you're learning a different culture, the things that you cannot communicate or explain to your parents, the things you get frustrated with them, cannot be simply concluded by generation differences anymore. And we've been struggling with those conflicts for the past few years. It is so hard for us to admit it, and it's even harder for us to accept it because you feel like you're debating with your own culture. You always doubt yourself, am I doing the right thing? Am I making this decision based on my own experiences, or I'm just too arrogant to listen to my parents? So the lesson that we learned from the experience is that it is actually completely normal to have those differences going on, and it's not a bad thing at all. Because the moment that you chose to study abroad is the moment that you chose to have different culture merged in your life. And you created your own path by selecting what works the best for you. But you don't know until you try it. So during your time frame of being abroad, just be brave and don't hesitate, and don't get panic when you find out that cultural differences between you and your family, because those differences are precisely the value of being abroad. Just embrace it and appreciate it. Thank you.